जय ब्रज जन रंजना, यमुना तीरावन चारी, यमुना तीरावन चारी, जय राधा माधवा, जय कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, जय गौरंगी बेंगलोरेश्वर गौरंगी बेंगलोरेश्वर, गौरंगी बेंगलोरेश्वर गौरांगी, जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय, सुभद्रा मैया जय सुदर्शन जय, गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय, पतित पावन गौरनिताय, जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद। हरे, स्टार्ट विथ प्रेयर्स। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतात्पदकमलं, श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने, नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे, नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्से नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते, गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी, वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने, बलभद्रा सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So Hare Krishna. So today we are very fortunate that on the auspicious eve of Makar Sankranti, we have got this chance to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, verse number 24. We just go through the verse. Ishtva mam yagya hridayam yagya pushkala dakshinay bhuktva chehasisha satya ante mam samsmarishyasi ishtva mam yajna hridayam yajna pushkala dakshinay bhuktva chehashishah satya ante mam samsmarishyasi. Istva, after worshipping Mam, me, Yagya, Hridayam, the heart of all sacrifice, Yagya, by great sacrifices, Pushkala Dakshina, comprehending distribution of great charities, Bhuktva, after enjoying, Cha, also, Iha, within this world, Asisa, blessings, Satya, true, Ante, and at the end, Mam, me, Samsmarshyasi, you will be able to remember. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord continued, I am the heart of all sacrifices. You will be able to perform many great sacrifices and also give great charities. In this way, you will be able to enjoy the blessings of material happiness in this life, and at the time of your death, you will be able to remember me. But the most important factor in this verse is the Lord's instruction regarding how to remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the end of life. Ante Narayana Smriti. The result of whatever we do in executing spiritual activities is successful if we can remember Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This program of constant remembrance can be disturbed by many things. Uh, But Dhruv Maharaj's life would be so pure, as assured by the Lord Himself, that Dhruva would never forget him. Thus, at the end of his death, he would remember the Supreme Lord, and before his death, he would enjoy this material world, not by sense gratification, but by performing great sacrifices. As stated in the Vedas, when one performs great sacrifices, he must give charity, not only to the Brahmanas, but also to the Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. It is assured here that Dhruv Maharaj would be able to perform such activities. In this age of Kali, however, the great sacrifice is the performance of Sankirtan Yajna. Our Krishna consciousness movement is designed to teach people and to learn ourselves an exact instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, we shall continuously perform the Sankirtan Yajna and continuously chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then at the end of our lives, we shall certainly be able to remember Krishna. And our program of life will be successful. In this age, distribution of prasad has replaced the distribution of money. No one has sufficient money to distribute, but if we distribute Krishna prasad as far as possible, this is more valuable than distribution of money. Hare Krishna. So, very wonderful verse regarding the Lord's blessings on Dhruva Maharaj. Lord blessed Dhruva Maharaj that uh, you will have a very happy life within this mortal body, and you'll enjoy through great sacrifices. You know, you'll perform many such sacrifices, and thus you'll enjoy. And at the end of the life, it's not that by performing your worldly duties you will be altered, your mind will be perturbed. Rather, you will be quite successful in your spiritual endeavor by attaining the desired result of Ante Narayana Smriti. Very powerful verse where Srila Prabhupada is focusing on the essence of the verse. The essence of the verse is that Ante Narayana Smriti. Srila Sukdev Goswami, while answering the question to Parikshit Maharaj asked this question: what is the goal of human form of life? What is the goal of human form of life in general? And what is the goal of a human who is going to die in specific? And in one of the few verses, Sukdev Goswami quote this very celebrated verse, Ante Narayanas. This is the goal of life. If at the end of our life we can somehow or other remember the Lord of all Lords, the heart of all sacrifices, the most dearmost object of all the living entities. That is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. If one can remember him, that's the perfection of one's life. That's the goal, That's the desired goal by all the sadhakas. That's why Bhagavatam, although Bhagavatam gives us many examples, and Bhagavatam in some slokas also direct us how to properly live in this world, how one can also be happy in this world. But the Bhagavatam is very, very emphatically trying to give the instruction that the goal is very, very clear. We have to go back home, back to God. Dharma sanushchita pumsa vishwakshena kathastuya na utpade yadi ratim sham eva hi kevalam. That, okay, we can have many different plans, we can have many different arrangement of how to live properly in this world, how to keep everything set right in this world, how to keep people in a path of morality and piety. We can have so many arrangement. But if all this arrangement doesn't lead to this goal, this essence of Ante Narayana Smriti, then Bhagavatam says, Shram eva hi kevalam. It is as good as a hard labor of an ass, nothing much. If we don't because all this system which is given, just like when we go to college, the college has a lot of system, college has a lot of administration, things are set out right. He's a headmaster, he's a principal, he's a teacher, he's a administrative staff. This is the classification of class, these are the syllabus, these are the routines, this is the calendar. So nice setup. There are nice playgrounds. There, in some schools we have nice swimming pools, we have co-curricular activities, and everything is so set right. But using all those facilities, if a student doesn't excel academically, if a student doesn't learn the core subjects which are going to be taught, if a person doesn't come to a level where he can score good marks in his board exams, or he can proceed towards getting a good career in the future, then all this arrangement, all these playgrounds, all these co-curricular activities, everything is a big waste. It's a big waste of time, it's a big waste of energy, and big waste of money and everything. So that's why, although the Shastras, a large portion of the Shastras, they focus on how to live happily in this world, how to live with prosperity, how to live with piety, how to live sinless, how to keep everything in order. What should be the duty of a king? What should be duty of a grihastha? What should be duty of a brahmachari? The system is well laid out, but all these systems' goal is ultimately to connect one to the yoga process, that linking process to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If that is not happening, then we are simply just hovering around the material plane, and material plane is temporary plane. Material plane is ultimately a miserable plane, which will lead us to misery uh, and loss of whatever we possess currently. It leads to duality, yes, and ultimately it has no use ultimately if it doesn't connect us to Krishna. And that's why while we are doing our worldly duties, yes, we have to do it nicely. It's a We can be very happy with our family, we can have a good job, everything is okay. We can plan our life in a very systematic manner, we can educate our children in a good school, everything is okay, but but each of these endeavors should ultimately aim towards attaining the Supreme Personality of Godhead ourselves, and also to connect our near and dear ones to Krishna. because he is our dearmost object. He is the Saranam Saranyam. He is the ultimate shelter of all the living entities. He is the ultimate Ashraya. It's the ultimate object of love as a constitutional position of all living entity. And that's why that Supreme Lord should not be missed at any cost, no matter what happens. This and how this process can be impelled. That also Bhagavatam tells. Bhagavatam is not a very impractical grantha like Dhruv Maharaj. So Dhruv Maharaj, so Bhagavatam is a very beautiful granth which uh, accompany the philosophy with practical examples of devotees who have already done it by living in the worldly way. And that's why most of the characters of Bhagavatam, they are the practical people who are living in this world, who are ruling this world, who sometimes have a practical problems of this world. And Bhagavatam chooses such great devotees to teach us how to live in this world in such a manner that ultimately we are aiming towards the right goal, that is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is done through intense association of devotees, and in that association, by sufficiently, regularly hearing and chanting the Lord's glories. So Bhagavatam ultimately brings us to this point of hearing and chanting, which in the age of Kali Yuga is the most powerful process to capture the consciousness of a jiva with Krishna. It's the most powerful process. So total 9 processes of devotional service as mentioned. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Tar Madhya Sarva Shrestha Nama Sankirtana. So our acharyas mention that this remembrance of Krishna is very difficult. How will we able to remember Krishna in the end? How is it possible ever that a person who is so much busy, he is so much entangled into keeping his body and soul together, running here and there in the material world, doing this duty, that duty, family duty, job duty, he can ever remember Krishna. So that's why Kali Kale Naam Rupe Krishna Avatara. To help such unfortunate, weak jiva of this Kali Yuga, Lord has manifested in the form of sound vibration. Very easy process. That's why Bhagavatam hammers this particular process of hearing and chanting again and again, time and again, every canto, every chapter, every episode of a devotee, it hammers this point. And our acharyas explain Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smarnam Padasevanam. That this Shravanam and Kirtanam, intense Shravanam and Kirtanam, for a prolonged period of time with great sincerity from a bona fide guru, with intensity, it leads to automatic smarnam. The pure Ganga, which is flowing from the spiritual world of the holy name of the Bhagavad Katha, Golokera Premadana, Harinama Sankirtana. That pure Ganga of holy name, the pure Ganga of the Bhagavad Katha, which is flowing from the spiritual world, when it enters the ears of a jiva, it captures his soul, it captures his consciousness, it infuses Krishna, it pushes Krishna, it forces Krishna into the consciousness of a jiva. This is so powerful that sound vibration is absolutely non different from Krishna. And that's why these acharya, these great devotees like Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Chitraketu, they will for a prolonged period of time, they will hear Krishna Katha. They will spend a significant amount of time along with their duties to chant the holy names of the Lord regularly with great intensity, with great feelings. So this is the method which is there in Kali Yuga. Otherwise, what is the hope for Jiva of Kali Yuga that they can ever, because in Kali Yuga, just to meet the basic needs of the body itself is a big project of life. It itself occupies a significant amount of energy, significant amount of time, significant amount of consciousness. What is the hope that we will be able to achieve the lotus feet of the Lord in this life? Our only hope is association of devotees, and in that association, to relish the nectar of the holy name and the Bhagavad Katha. That's our only hope. Because in the association of devotees, that Katha, that holy name has the only potency to pierce through the thick ignorance of the Jiva of Kali Yuga and infuse Krishna consciousness in them, gradually making them on the path of liberation. Otherwise, Kali Yuga Jiva are generally on the path of degradation, generally on the path of Pravritti Marga, to enhance more and more economic development, to enhance the entanglement of the three modes of material nature. Generally, that is the normal tendency in the Kali Yuga. But only the association of devotees and the holy sound vibration can actually push, intervene through the consciousness of a Kali Yuga Jiva and make him on the Nivritti Marga, make him on the path of disentanglement rather than entanglement. This is this is the secret which Bhagavatam actually hammers again and again, repeats again and again. And that's why in our life, as we are doing our worldly duties, as we are doing our day-to-day activity, we are taking care of our family, children, it's very important to make it a priority, very high level of priority, to take out a very significant qualitative time, qualitative time where we are with Krishna. And it's not so easy. Srila Prabhupada made it even much more practical. Srila Prabhupada told that just chant 16 rounds, read some 15-20 minutes, half an hour, my books, do some small arti at your home. Every Sunday, come to temple. Yes, simply by doing these activities with great consciousness. It's not that we have to spend lot of time to do it's not that we have to chant 64 rounds for 8 hours, or we have to stay in temple only, join the ashram, etc. The process is so practical, so simple, that simply every day giving this 2-3 hours, how much and a 3 hours program Prabhupada has given for a practical grihastha. 2 hours of chanting, half an hour can be book reading, half an hour can be doing some arti for the Lord, and every Sunday coming to temple. Simply repeating, can't out of 24 hours, can't we give even this 3 hours to Krishna? But with great quality, with great space, "Hey, Krishna, this is for you. In these 3 hours, you are my life and soul, and I am fully dedicated to you, Krishna." If we can invest those 3 hours every day into Krishna properly, diligently, slowly Krishna will start pervading our consciousness. Slowly we will find that we are from the pavarga, we are going to apavarga. From the path of degradation, we are marching towards path of liberation. From the pravritti marg, we are making a transition to the nivritti marg. Just by doing this 3 hours, 2 hours chanting, half an hour book reading, and a half an hour some arti, yes, will gradually elevate us to the spiritual world. And it will enhance gradually, automatically that desire will come, that why only this much? Why not I increase it? Gradually that 3 hours will start increasing to 4 hours, 5 hours. And by the end, when we are attaining the vanaprastha, it will fully pervade our consciousness in such a way that we want to just do it day, day in and day out. Yes. So that's the very powerful practical process which Mahaprabhu has given us. We just need to apply it sincerely. When we are doing it, do it. Be into it. Flow with the sound vibration. Let your mind will be fully immersed into uh, the holy names of the Lord, the Bhagavad Katha of the Lord, the deity form of the Lord, the arti of the Lord. Gradually, it will become infused with Krishna consciousness. There's no doubt about it. It's the well proven historical process which many people have already followed, and we also have an opportunity to be part of that great assembly of devotees who have already followed it. And another very beautiful point which is mentioned here is regarding the yagya. Yagya, that how Lord says that through Maharaj, it's not that you'll only remember me at the end, but but in between also, while you are living in this world, you'll actually be very happy. It doesn't mean that devotee has to be miserable. Sometimes we think that spiritual life means spiritually happy but materially miserable. It's not like that. By the mercy of the Lord, uh, when a devotee is sincerely practicing, Lord takes care of even his material needs. And that's why, and Prabhupada is giving a key how to be happy in this world. Actually, leave apart the spiritual life, going back to Godhead. Even to be happy in this world, one needs to do yajna. That is the key Prabhupada is telling. Actual happiness comes when a person performs yajna. Whatever is the fruit of yajna is actually enjoyable. The modern Kali Yuga person even doesn't know how to enjoy. He is enjoying some third class happiness, some very third class cheap happiness he is enjoying. There's no happiness. Now we have this fruits, the apple. It's hollow. When you bite it, it doesn't have a juice. It's so hollow. Just you are grabbing some flesh. That's all. There's no strength in the grains. Earlier, the grains used to be so powerful. Simply by eating roti, you will get so much of strength. Simply eating chapati. Now the food is simply just so hollow, just to fill the stomach. There is no sufficient protein into it. There is no sufficient fiber into it. It doesn't give a kick to the body. It's just to fill the stomach. That's all. Even Kali Yuga Jiva doesn't know how to enjoy. I still remember in my olden days, in my childhood, we actually in the village, sometime in summer season, the mangoes will come. You taste the mango, my God, they're so encapsulating. It will completely take over your tongue like anything. It's such a taste it was. The food had so much of strength simply by drinking milk. So much of nourishment of body used to happen. Now to just to search a pure milk, in my God, it's so difficult. So Kali Yuga Jiva even doesn't enjoy also. He's into illusion. He doesn't actually enjoy. He is simply eating some. He simply add lot of spices in some chips and just eat and thinks that this is enjoyment. That is just a titillation. That is some kind of illusory something, kick which he is getting. Just add lot of spices and just get some kick on the tongue. Kalyuga Jiva even doesn't know what is taste. So that's why whatever comes from God is actually enjoyable. Kalyuga Jiva even doesn't know what is the enjoyment of a marriage. Yes. Those were the days when a wife will be so submissive to the husband will be so protective to the wife. Yes, and they really enjoyed their married life. But Kali Yuga, there's no enjoyment only in even in married life. Both are rebellious to each other. Both cannot even sustain with each other. They divorce. Wife is filing case against husband. Husband is trying to do something to the wife. That's why Kali Yuga Jiva is enjoying very cheap kind of enjoyment, living relationship. Just like cats and dogs live together, now they are also living together. Third class, dog kind of enjoyment they are doing because they don't have any dharma. So when there is a dharma, then only real enjoyment, even the material enjoyment actually flow when there is a dharma, when there is a yajna. Because when there is a dharma, when there is a yajna, what comes as an object of enjoyment is what is ordained by Krishna, what is ordained by the demigods, and actually it contains the real, real sense gratification. Even the real Shabda, Rupa, Sparsha, Gandha is contained. And if you're not doing dharma, we get some distorted form of that sense enjoyment. Even that is not true sense enjoyment in one sense. That is just an illusion. And that's why Srila Prabhupada is giving us this key that even to be happy in this world, minimum, if somebody is not aiming for spiritual life also, if one simply want to enjoy in this world, even then he need to do yajna, because then only he will be able to enjoy properly. Otherwise, he'll simply be bound by a lot of sinful reactions. And there's no enjoyment at all, in one sense. And that's why yajna is very, very important. That's what Srila Prabhupada told us, that we should, whatever we eat, we should offer it to Krishna. And prasadam is actually food. If you see, nobody in the world enjoy the food better than devotees. Even the real taste of the food is actually enjoyed by devotees in the form of so many varieties of Mahaprasad. Yes. That is actual enjoyment. Enjoyment of married life through the proper dharmic marriage, where husband and wife they come together in a dharmic way. That is the enjoyment of marriage. The Similarly, the enjoyment of job, it comes when actually one gives charity, when one does his job in an honest manner, and whatever comes as a money, he gives a part of that money towards the missionary activities. That is actual enjoyment. So that's why Srila Prabhupada is recommending us yajna. Whatever, we need to eat something, we need to do something in this world, we need to get married, everything we have to do, but there's a way to do it. One way entangle us, another doing it in another way elevate us, liberate us. Just like Srila Prabhupada gives the example of milk. Sometimes a person eat a very heavy milk item by which his stomach is fully destroyed, the function is completely altered. Then the same milk which is in the form of a dahi or a curd, the doctor recommends eat some curd rice, mix it with curd and eat. The same curd actually cures the stomach. So the same milk in another form is curing the stomach. The same milk in some other form is spoiling the stomach. And that's why Srila Prabhupada told that you have to do something in this world to live. You need some basic sense gratification because your mind is not pure. Yes. So better accept it in the form of the fruit of a yajna. That will elevate you. That will not only satisfy whatever desire you have currently, it will satisfy in a very holistic way, as well as it will elevate you so that you get rid of that desire in the end. And that's why this whatever we do, yat karosi, yat atnasi, yas juhosi, dadasi, yas tat tapasyasi, kaunteya, tat kurushva mad arpanam. Mad arpanam. Offer it to me, and I will make it sinless. I will make it dharmic in such a way so that you are satisfied and you elevate also. Both are done simultaneously. This is the power of bhakti. And that's why we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada. That Srila Prabhupada actually gave us a very, very uh, practical plan to elevate ourselves in Krishna consciousness. Yes, he gave us such a nice routine Prabhupada has given us. Prabhupada knew that Kali Yuga Jiva, state of Kali Yuga Jiva. He gave 16 rounds, which can easily be completed in the morning time if we are sincere. Somebody can 16 rounds, doing 16 rounds is quite achievable number, which Srila Prabhupada gave, knowing the plight of ourselves. Yes, and that's why Prabhupada sometimes he will say morning for Krishna, afternoon, etc. for our job, family duties, evening, evening you can come and have some nice time with your family. In the night, again do some aarti, read Krishna book and sleep. Yes, Prabhupada will say like that. Because he knew the plight of Kali Yuga Jiva, that what they can do and what they cannot do. And thus he gave very practical process. He He gave us the way to work in this world. He gave us, you know, the method how to live in this world by yajna process. So thus we have very practical process. Only we need to be very, very sincere in doing it. Yes. It's not that we have to do a large quantity of spiritual activity. We have to sit for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours to chant Hare Krishna. Even those 2 hours of chanting 16 rounds, if we do it very diligently, very carefully, chanting every mantra, Hare Krishna, remembering Krishna, praying to Krishna to purify our heart, that 16 rounds will actually take us to perfection. If we read Srila Prabhupada books even half an hour every day, but we read it with great sincerity, practically capturing every point in our consciousness, what Prabhupada said today, trying to remember those Prabhupada's teachings throughout our day. We are going in bus, we are traveling in metro. I read this yesterday. Prabhupada said this yesterday. Now, whenever we, on a regular basis, we are associating with devotees, and we are taking inspiration from those devotees. And when we are coming to the home, we are remembering, oh, how wonderful those devotees are. I also want to become like those devotees one day. So these petty things, small things, yes, if done with great sincerity, with great heart, it will bring miracle in our life. It will fully transform our consciousness. The only thing is that we don't do it seriously. Process is powerful, but we don't do it seriously. So with this message, we would like to end today's class by praying at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada that whatever practical process you have made the process very easy. You have made everything so simple. But I am so degraded that even that much I am not able to follow. So please, Haha Prabhu Koro Daya, Diho More Pada Chaya. Please give us the shade of your lotus feet so that at least this minimum 16 rounds, which is the most basic thing any living entity can do. At least I only take prasad, nothing else of outside world. May I live in a very dharmic way with my wife in a family life. May I not have an wrong eye to any other woman of this world. May I, take advantage of this morning sadhana of deity worship, of chanting, of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. May I every day without fail try to read Srila Prabhupada, your book Srila Prabhupada, in a very systematic, in a very proper manner so that I can gain something and thus try to elevate. With these prayers, we would like to end today's Bhagavatam class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anybody has any question? Any comment? Okay. So if nobody has any question, we like to end today's class.